This is a quick tutorial on how to install a telemetry experiment. So basically I have my Firefox here on this clean machine. So I'm just going to install it. It's better to always install it on a clean machine. So, try to remove all the previous instances of Firefox, preferences, etc. So I'll install that quickly and launch it. I know it doesn't really matter what you choose, but let's make it default. Okay, so that's installed. We'll go to About Config quickly. Do that so it doesn't annoy us later. Okay, so the first step is to DevTools, Chrome. So DevTools.chrome. So we'll enable that. Then what I usually like to do is do this. So I can see all the experiment configurations or preferences, and I'm just copying this stuff from another notepad on my other desktop. So let's add new integer, move that. So this will enable the login. Okay, so we have that. Next is to add the certificate preference. So add Boolean, and we'll make that to false. Then we'll change the force sample value so the experiment gets installed every single time. So this time you won't hit the 10% problem. It's a pain in the ass to get your experiment to get installed 10% of the time. You're going to be sitting there for a long time trying to get it going. So setting this is usually good. So we'll set that as a string and 0.0, and that's it for now. So now let me just close this. We'll open up a console window, get rid of that, clear it, so make it a little bit smaller. I made the resolution a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see it. Let me just make it a little bit bigger here. Okay, now next step is to change the manifest link. So instead of pointing to the production staging server, we're going to point it into our beta or development. Oh, that's the wrong pref. Right here. So there you go. And I click OK. Now as soon as I click OK, you'll start seeing logs being dumped into our browser console. So we'll click OK, and there it goes. So if you take a look at the logs, you can see add-ons being enabled right here for Flash protected mode. And, it's always recommended to have in the browser console open, because it'll have all the logs. Let's say if it doesn't install one time and you're wondering why, it's always good to go here and see. Sometimes it's because you didn't hit the the group, the 10% group or whatnot. Maybe you forgot to set a wrong pref. So it's always good to have this open. So anyway, so it looks like it installed, and you can tell because active experiment is true now, and it was false before. So now if we go to About Add-ons quickly, we can see a new little, let's say, container. We'll make it a little bit bigger so there we go. So experiments. If you click on it, it has your Flash experiment. So it has 20 days remaining, it's active, and if you click on it, it has a little bit more information. Another way you can see if it's been installed, if you go about, I believe it was support, and scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can see experiment features. So Flash protected mode is enabled, that's the ID, a small description, and the end date. I believe this is an epoch time, so you might want to use an epoch converter just to make sure it's the right time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you follow the steps, step by step, you should be okay. Let me see if we can get it going. Let's say we remove experiment.json and restart it. So if you want to do that, we'll close this. Make sure you close this because that Firefox is still technically open. There you go. I use a tool called Search Everything, which is it's just easier for me, but you guys can use whatever you want. So experiment.json, there it is. So I'm just going to go in here, open path, and probably delete this right here. Close it, close it. Open up Firefox again. Let me find the other pref here that I'm looking for. Okay, so I have the browser console command that I want. So I'm going to open the browser console again. Let me clear this old stuff out, and let me paste this into it. And that's going to, go through the installation again. So let me see. Let's go about add-ons, and there it is again. And that command was here, so you guys can see that it's in that document Benjamin linked you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it takes some fiddling around sometimes, but it shouldn't be too hard once you get the hang of it. All right, that's it.